What's up, good people? It's me. It's me. I'm back. Welcome to Speak Your Healing. I'm your host, Coach KB, and let me tell you, this is the safe space you didn't even know you needed, y'all. Here, we talk about life, healing, and the beautiful mess in between. And on today's episode, this one is a big one, right? A huge one. Because let's face it, burnout is real, especially 2024 real, okay? I know it, you know it, and at some point, we've all been there. But guess what? There's a way back to joy. And today, we're going to talk about how to find it. We need to find it. And just breathe also. Just breathe it out. Come with me. Come on. Right? So let's start with this. What exactly is burnout? I like to say, you know that feeling when your tank is on empty, but somehow life keeps demanding more from you? Yeah, that's burnout. You know what I'm saying? Like it's when you have given your all, yet you're still giving, and you mask it by saying, I'm a giver, I'm a pleaser, that's just in my nature. But you are hurting yourself inside and out, physically, emotionally, right? And so, how we like to really talk about burnout, technically it's chronic stress, to be honest with you. Chronic stress that leaves you emotionally, physically, and mentally exhausted. But personally, I like to call it I'm over it syndrome. You know what I mean? I'm over it. I'm over this year, and I'm so ready for this fresh start, right? I can remember one time when I was so burnt out, y'all. I stood in the middle of my kitchen with my car keys in my hand, looking for my car keys in my house, right? And I am looking everywhere. I'm like, where? I'm asking my kids for help and everyone. And then my daughter goes, Mom, are those your keys in your hand? Like I was so, my mind had just literally left me, right? Because I had just been doing everything. And as a business owner, we are wearing all the hats. And so our minds are constantly running, that we are burning ourselves out, y'all. I don't even want to admit to y'all how long it took me to figure out. You know what I mean? Because if my daughter would not have said nothing, how long would I have been looking in that house for my keys while they were in my hand? And again, I did it again one time with my glasses. They're on my head. Now, you might say, all right, KB, you just getting old. But I like to say it all stems from burnout because it's real, right? And listen, burnout creeps up on us. Like one minute you're taking on just one task, and the next you're crying in your car outside of your house. Does that sound familiar? Or you're crying outside the grocery store. We've all been there. But don't worry. I just want to let you guys know you're not alone. You are not alone, right? And more importantly, you're not stuck. Okay, this burnout can go away. It went away for me. I figured it out, and it can definitely work for you. Now, before we kind of dive into the solutions, let's talk about the signs of burnout, because sometimes we don't even know we're in it until we're deep in it. Okay, now here are a few things that I like to talk about that really helps you understand when you're in that burnout mode, right? Number one, I really want to say you're constantly tired, even after sleep. That was one of my telltale signs. Was I was so tired and I didn't understand, because I'm like, I slept like all night. I got 9 hours of sleep. Why am I still tired? Another one was everything feels overwhelming. Even simple things like making dinner feels almost impossible, or just doing the simple things of just going to the bathroom. I had one of my clients said, she said, Coach KB, I got to the point to where I was laying in my bed. I didn't want to move, to even get up and go to the bathroom. That is when you know you are dealing with burnout. Another one is you've lost your joy in things that you once loved, right? For me, that was another big one. I love, hanging out with my friends, going out, going to the movies with my kids and my husband, and I just didn't want to do any of that anymore, right? But another one that is more on the physical side that a lot of people ignore, and that is headaches, stomach issues, Chronic sweat. I had a client that had chronic sweats. I mean, it's so many of them. A lot of these physical symptoms that you think that are something super critical, they're chronic stress. It's chronic stress that's causing those headaches. It's chronic stress that is causing those stomach issues. And if you don't know, stress really stays in our stomach. Okay? And another one, the last one I would say is emotional numbness, or snapping at the smallest things, right? I know a lot of my wives say, my husband, he's so snappy, or he doesn't have any emotions. He's burnt out too. So ask him about his mental wellness. Ask him about how he's feeling emotionally, and not just how his day was, because sometimes our men, they're really facing burnout a lot, and they are not like us as women. We love to share, but they're not as open as we are. And so you have to really kind of pull it out of them, right? So if you've nodded your head to any of these, right, or you've agreed or checked off the list, don't panic, y'all. You're human. And this is your body's way of saying, hey, I need a break, y'all. I need a break. You working me. You are doing too much. So let's talk about how to take that break. Okay? Now, let's get into the good stuff. And that is, how do you recover from burnout? Step one, I'm going to say rest. And I don't mean just sleep, right? I mean real intentional rest. Turn off the notifications, let that laundry pile up, and let yourself do nothing. Nothing. I know you just cringed. I know you just said, what? Girl, no, I got things to do. But no, let yourself do nothing. All right. Step two, find your joy. For me, it was soap therapy. If you know my story, you know how I got into soap making. You know that for me, it started as a creative escape, but it turned into a healing experience. For you, it might be painting, journaling, walking, watching your favorite show, gardening, cooking, whatever makes your soul light up. Lean into it, okay? For me, I was going through a super duper bad depression. And if you don't know, I suffer from chronic depression. And so I have to constantly, but my depression looks different. I'll say it like this, but before I continue, my depression looks like, to mask it or to hide it, I throw myself into stuff, right? I chronically allow myself to keep going so that I don't have to face the depression, right? I'll work. And so my burnout is there sitting on me, like just heavy on me, right? And so that's kind of one of the reasons why I got into soap making, was because I was depressed. I was crying every day. And if you know me, I am a very happy person, but I wasn't happy. I was sad, very sad, and I couldn't understand why, So, that I found my escape through soap making. But again, yours can look so different. All right. Step 3, set boundaries. I know, y'all. I know. This is a tough one, especially for my people pleasers out there. I am your vice president. I'm not going to call myself president because I've worked on me, but I'm your vice president of people pleasing. I know it's my saboteur. It is. I'm a pleaser by heart. But there's this thing that every no you say to something draining is a yes to your peace. Let me say that again, because I think y'all missed this, right? I'm going to say it one more time. Every no you say to something, like every no that you say to something draining is a yes to your peace. Woo! Baby, come on now. That is powerful. All right, let me keep going, because listen, you know me, I will stay on this because I really do believe I'm a chronic people pleaser, and I have been doing it for so long that to me it felt so right? Oh man, if I don't do it, who else is going to do it? But that's not our burden. That's not our job all the time. Now, I'm not saying don't help. I'm not saying don't do, but you got to also understand that it is okay to say no. There is power in no, okay? So look, let me share. I really want to share a story from someone who really found their way back from burnout. I want to talk about one of my clients. I'm not going to say her real name just out of confidentiality, but let's say her name was, I don't know, Sarah. Sarah? I don't know, y'all. It just came up. But Sarah, she was a teacher who, really loved being a teacher. And, she had to do it all. She was grading papers at midnight. She was missing meals. She was constantly exhausted, y'all. Just every day, just doing everything. And then one day, she came in and she came to our soap therapy experiences at one of our workshops at our studio. And it was like a light bulb went off. She realized that she deserved time for herself. Just doing something creative made her turn off her mind for a second. Like that small act of creating something with her hands reminded her of the joy that she had been missing. And this is just a small, a small story, right? But she something that simple. And now she went back. She went back and she started to make jewelry. And now she's doing vendor pop-ups and things like that. So now she has a side hustle from what she just happened to find because she was overwhelmed and burnt out. Right? That is how creativity can actually help you. But I just want to let you guys know that sometimes healing is messy, y'all. It's very messy. When well, don't say her name, KB. When Sarah ended up with soap that looked more like a melted crayon, but I remember her saying like one of her soaps, it turned out, I thought it was nice. So she was like, it looks like a melted crayon. But she said it was the most beautiful thing that she had ever made because to her, it symbolized her taking her power back. Oh my God. And the reason why I use her is because it was so powerful. Like for me, it's never about the beauty, it's about the feeling. And she understood that, right? And so she was able to really symbolize that. So every time she would wash with her soap, that actually said manifest, to be honest with you guys, she felt her power. She saw what she could do. And again, soap making might not be your creative endeavor, but there's something. I don't know, you might be really good at cutting grass. Whatever it is, find it. Find your joy and don't be afraid. Okay? Now, I told you guys I wasn't going to keep y'all too long. I just really wanted to kind of get this out for you guys before the end of the year. Because I want you guys to start this new year open. Just open for possibilities, believing in miracles, and taking care of yourself first before you take care of everybody. If you were on an airplane, what would they tell you? Put your mask on first and then help your neighbor, right? Put your mask on. Help yourself first. And then guess what? When you have all that energy and all that goodness going on inside of you, you are able to help so many. But don't burn yourself out trying to help people. If your cup is not getting replenished, it is time to fill that cup. So, all right, let's wrap this up with some actionable takeaways. I love some actionable takeaways, y'all. Every session that you hear or you tune in to Coach KB, you're going to get some actionable takeaways. I would say schedule intentional rest into your week, okay? Protect it like you would an important meeting. You schedule all the time in your calendar until you're either on your phone or in your planner or on your Teams, your Zooms, all that. You take that very serious. You check it all day. Protect it like you would an important meeting. Business owners, protect it like it's a pitch that you have. Protect it. Reconnect with what makes you happy. Your joy is your responsibility. Let me say that again. Your joy is your responsibility. No one else's. Stop thinking that somebody else is supposed to make you happy. You're supposed to make you happy, and then other people will follow suit. But if you're not making yourself happy, how are you expecting someone else to? Right? Right? I got you. I feel you. I see you. I see you. Again, start saying no to things that drain you and yes to the things that nourish you. One more time. Start saying no to things that drain you and yes to the things that nourish you. Healing from burnout isn't about doing it all. It's about doing what matters, y'all. Listen, I'm not telling you guys to stop doing. I'm just telling you to do what matters first. Take care of that vessel that you're in. Take care of you. Please. As someone that had a stroke when she was 30 from chronic stress, from burnout, I'll be the first to tell you your body will tell you before anything or anybody else. All right? Listen, you got this. You got this. I believe in you so much. I know that you got this because burnout doesn't define you. It doesn't. And it certainly doesn't have to be your forever. Remember, your joy is worth fighting for. And healing starts with small, intentional steps. All right? Remember that. Small, intentional steps. If today's episode just resonated with you, if you felt the power in it, share it with a friend who needs to hear this. And take this serious. Even if you don't share it, I don't care about all of that. I want you to share the message verbally. Let someone know that it takes small intentional steps, right? Listen, y'all, I just want y'all to be great. Again, share it with a friend, share it with a family member, share it with a coworker who needs to hear this. And listen, don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode of Speak Your Healing. Listen, until next time, I want you guys to have a happy holiday. Stay kind to yourself. Stay open to joy. And as always, keep speaking your healing into existence. I'm your girl, Coach KB. I love you. I'm proud of you. And I will forever root for you. Until next time, peace.